Following Donald Trump's victory in the U.S. presidential election, Russia's foreign ministry issued a pointed statement reflecting on the political shift in Washington and the implications for U.S. Russia relations. The statement underscored Russia's cautious stance toward the incoming administration, while expressing limited optimism over Trump's recent pledge to swiftly end the Russia-Ukraine conflict once he takes office.
I'm going to negotiate that thing out. That is now a death trap. You have cities that are all down, those gorgeous golden domes, those magnificent domes are laying on their side, all busted up after, I don't know, they're 1,000 years old or something, the heritage, what's happened there. But many more people are killed than they're reporting.
The ministry's message highlighted dissatisfaction among the American electorate with the Biden administration and the Democratic Party's agenda, characterizing Trump's return as a sign of broader disillusionment with the current U.S. leadership. The foreign ministry did not hold back in its critique of the U.S. democratic system, describing it as chronically ill and incompatible with the modern standards of direct, fair, and transparent elections. The statement framed the recent election as indicative of structural challenges within the U.S., where power dynamics and media support for the Democrats could not overcome Trump's appeal on core issues like the economy and immigration. Despite heavy criticism, Russia acknowledged the social divisions that Trump's election represents within the United States. According to the statement, the U.S. electorate appears divided between progressive and traditional values, a split that Moscow sees as symptomatic of broader societal discord. Trump's promise on Ukraine brings a new angle. A significant dimension in Trump's campaign, particularly for Moscow, was his promise to end the ongoing conflict in Ukraine if elected. The foreign ministry welcomed Trump's remarks on resolving the war, interpreting it as a sign of potential de-escalation in U.S. involvement, a stance contrasting sharply with President Joe Biden's administration, which has offered robust military and financial support to Kyiv.
We had very good meetings today with the Quad. There's unanimity on continuing to support what's going on in Ukraine, helping the Ukrainians. We also talked about the Middle East. We think there's a road to peace there. It's going to be harder, it's going to be difficult, but we're all on the same page. So there's total unanimity.
President Vladimir Putin commented on Trump's recent statements about Ukraine during a press conference, noting that he found Trump's desire to end the conflict sincere.
Mr. Trump said recently, and what I heard, he spoke about the desire to do everything to end the conflict in Ukraine. It seems to me that he says this sincerely. We, of course, welcome statements of this kind, no matter who makes them.
While Putin downplayed reports that Trump had allegedly threatened a strike on Moscow during a past conversation, he expressed openness to any U.S. leader seeking peace. He further remarked that it is pointless to threaten Russia, underscoring Moscow's position of resilience in the face of potential adversarial rhetoric. The Russian foreign ministry tempered any optimism over Trump's statements by reiterating its view that core U.S. policy objectives toward Russia, particularly around containment and anti-Russia measures, are unlikely to change with new leadership. Russia remains cautious, interpreting Trump's victory as a possible softening in tone, but not in strategic substance. We have no illusions regarding the president-elect, who is well known in Russia. The U.S. ruling political elite adheres to anti-Russia principles and the policy of containing Moscow, read a section of the foreign ministry's statement. This skepticism reflects Russia's experience with previous U.S. administrations, where shifting political faces did not ultimately change the underlying strategies directed at limiting Russia's influence. As a result, the Kremlin is signaling it will maintain its national interests and strategic objectives in Ukraine, with or without a new U.S. administration. Finally, the foreign ministry reaffirmed that Russia's goals in the special military operation remain firm. Moscow's conditions for any negotiation, it stated, are well known to Washington, with no intention of compromising its objectives regardless of the U.S. presidential outcome. This clear stance reinforces Moscow's approach to the ongoing conflict, emphasizing its commitment to Russian sovereignty and territorial goals. Washington is well aware of our conditions. They have not changed, stated the ministry. For Moscow, Trump's rhetoric on peace may present an opportunity for potential diplomatic re-engagement. However, the overall tone of Russia's foreign ministry suggests that while Trump's campaign promises may have raised hopes, the Kremlin remains pragmatic, focusing on continuity in defending Russia's interests.